We're coming to you from the Radford Studio Center lot in Studio City, right over the hill from Hollywood. This is the place where dreams are made, legends are born. Hello and welcome to The Lot. I'm Suzanne Marquez. Hollywood is mourning Oscar-winning actor Alan Arkin, who died this week at the age of 89. His Kominsky Method co-star Michael Douglas says he left an indelible mark on the industry with his intelligence, sense of comedy, and professionalism. Here's a look back at the acclaimed performer's life and legacy that spanned 70 years.
Dad?
That's how tired I am.
Watch the language, huh?
He's listening to music. Olive, I'll give you $1 million if you turn around. See?
All right, but the rest of us.
Oh, the rest of you. Can I give you some advice?
Alan Arkin's portrayal of a foul-mouthed, salty, heroin-addicted grandpa in the dark comedy Little Miss Sunshine landed him the Best Supporting Actor trophy at the 2007 Academy Awards.
I think the best comedies always have an underlying seriousness.
It doesn't matter. It's a fake movie.
If I'm doing a fake movie, it's going to be a fake hit.
He was also nominated for an Oscar for playing has-been movie producer Lester Siegel in Argo.
I think it's a space movie in the Middle East. Does it matter?
Can we get the option?
Why do we need the option? You're worried about the Ayatollah? Try the WGA.
He was born in Brooklyn and first stepped into showbiz as a musician. In his early 20s, he was the lead singer and guitarist in the folk group The Terriers. They popularized the Banana Boat song that became a massive hit when Harry Belafonte sang it.
Daylight come and one go home.
The song's success led him to his first big screen role, singing in the 1957 film Calypso Heatwave. He left the group to pursue acting full-time and became one of the first members of the Second City comedy troupe in 1960.
It was an accident for me. I never particularly thought of myself as being funny or capable of doing comedy until I got a job in Second City for $100 a week in Chicago, and I had to be funny.
In 1961, he debuted on Broadway in the musical From the Second City. He wrote lyrics and sketches in addition to performing. 2 years later, he won a Tony for his starring role in Enter Laughing. He got his first Oscar nomination in 1966, Best Actor for his feature film debut, The Russians Are Coming, The Russians Are Coming. He followed up with notable roles showcasing his acting range, one as a psychopathic killer in Wait Until Dark, and then with his Academy Award-nominated turn in The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. He took his talents behind the lens, directing People's Soup, starring his sons Matthew and Adam. The short film snagged another Academy Award nomination. For years, he directed stage productions while continuing to act. In 1979, he delivered one of his most memorable roles in the screwball comedy, The In-Laws.
When people talk to me about my movies, that's one of the first ones they ever talk about. I mean, I can walk down the street almost any given day and people start screaming, "Serpentine, Serpentine."
He appeared in TV series and films against his agent's guidance, including TNT's Cooperstown and FX's The Pentagon Papers, which landed him an Emmy nomination.
My agent warned me, said, "Oh, this is a very bad idea. You'll never work in film again." So I thought about it for a while, and I said, well, ultimately, what difference does it make? I feel like some of my best work of all time has been on television.
He went on to play diverse parts in films like Grosse Pointe Blank and The Slums of Beverly Hills.
Norman?
Madeline? We dated before Eileen.
It's a wonder that neither of us got hurt.
What are you talking about? I was constantly pulling one muscle or another. Boy, oh boy, what a great funeral.
His most recent role was starring with Michael Douglas in The Kominsky Method.
You only have 2 women in your life, and you managed to chase them both away.
Why do I bother talking to you?
Who else you got? Here.
Alan Arkin will be missed. Meanwhile, no mission is impossible for Tom Cruise. He pulls off his most daring stunt ever, along with many more, as he travels through Italy, Norway, the UK, and the United Arab Emirates, where they held the premiere for Dead Reckoning Part 1. It's being hailed as one of the most dangerous stunts in cinematic history. Tom Cruise risking life and limb as Ethan Hunt to go bigger and bolder for the latest Mission Impossible movie. He stopped down in Abu Dhabi this week for the Middle East premiere of the 7th installment, Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Look me in the eye and tell me you weren't frightened out of your wits.
I can't. The difference is I just don't mind it. You know, I don't mind that feeling. I kind of like that feeling. I like to see, like, you know, you prepare for something and you're like, what's going to happen? That's don't mind that feeling.
Is there anything you wouldn't do?
I don't know. You know, there's a lot of things that I still want to do.
Who challenges you, Tom Cruise?
I'm always my whole life. I strive for excellence. I'm always, as I said, there's always another story to tell. There's always another mountain to climb, and I always feel like I can do it better.
The stunt, sure to have the audience on the edge of their seats, even shook up Cruise's longtime friend and the film's highly acclaimed director, Christopher McQuarrie.
I don't have clear memories of it. Somebody was there recording it, and that ended up on the internet, so now I know what I look like when I'm... It feels a lot different in my head than it actually looks from the outside. Apparently, I was pretty nervous.
So what's it like working with Tom Cruise?
Very, very much connected to, not just to the rest of the cast, but to the crew, their needs and their feelings. He's a producer as well as he is the star of the movie, and he makes everybody feel very, very comfortable.
This is the third time the franchise has filmed in the UAE. In 2010, Dubai was host to Cruise's jaw-dropping stunt, scaling the Burj Khalifa while shooting Ghost Protocol. In 2021, at the height of the pandemic, the film's cast shot at the Liwa Desert in Abu Dhabi, as well as the Abu Dhabi International Airport's midfield terminal. The series has enjoyed increasing international success, grossing more than $3.5 billion at the worldwide box office. The global rollout of Dead Reckoning Part 1 is slated for mid-July, and the cast is nodding to much more to come.
I mean, Tom's 61 nearly, and he has the complete aura of a 25-year-old. So I think he'll be jumping off things when he's 100.
Every girl I ever talked to told me you were bad, bad news. You called them crazy. God, I hate the way I called them crazy too. You're so convincing.
Olivia Rodrigo just dropped this new song, Vampire. It is the first single off of her sophomore album, Guts, which is set to arrive September 8th. Last year, she won the Grammys for Best New Artist and Best Pop Vocal Album. From new music to celebrating 50 years of hip-hop at the BET Awards, I was on the red carpet with the artists and performers before the show at the Microsoft Theater in LA.
We were the first of our kind, so for it to be, us basically going across the planet to now the planet has really embraced what we do and what we've done. It's mind-blowing.
I'm excited. I'm like a little kid in Christmas, just as a fan. So I'm grateful and I'm honored. God is the greatest to bring us all together and do this right.
Thank you. This is Purple. Shout out to my people at Purple out of New York. Y'all already know what it is. Very stylish tonight.
Yes, you indeed are. I love the 360-degree view. I am starstruck because I am obsessed with your song, and I heard you sing it. All the pretty girls walk like this.
This. Yeah. Pretty girls walk like this. How they walk? Hold on. You better eat, yeah.
Let me tell you, you are giving women an anthem that feels so special. What's the reception been like for you?
It's been amazing. We had Madonna, we had Reba McEntire, we had everyone. We had Cardi B. Shout out to all y'all. Thank y'all so much. I'm very much grateful.
Are there any hip hop songs that have just changed your life? For me, I'm a West Coaster, so Tupac, Too Short, NWA, all of those groups. What about you?
She said, okay, what's your name? Suzanne is ghetto, y'all. I'm gonna tell you, she said Tupac and Too Short. Now, it don't get no more hood than Too Short, because I'm from the Bay. I now know who this is. Just letting y'all know. Y'all better check your play. Now,
when you think of Busta Rhymes being honored, Lifetime Achievement Award tonight, pretty incredible, right?
Incredible. Busta Rhymes is a really solid dude. Always have been from day one. That's my homeboy, and it's really a really great thing for him. Because he deserves it, because like I said, he's always been solid and just been a good dude, period.
I love Busta Rhymes so much. It's like the first rapper I ever heard in my life. Look at my hair,
I remember one of the first songs I heard by him, being a little girl in the backseat and hearing Break Your Neck, and I was in the back like,
It's BET, Black Excellence Television. I think that's what we should recoin it, yeah.
I like that title. Meanwhile, Tough as Nails returns for its 5th season Sunday night. The reality show kicks off with a 2-hour premiere. And for the first time ever, the gritty competition plays out on Canadian soil, featuring essential workers from the U.S. and Canada.
The idea that we're now shooting season 5 is truly extraordinary. We shot our first 4 seasons in Los Angeles, and we wanted to change it up.
You are the chosen ones!
If you want a location that epitomizes a Tough as Nails location, then you really can't look any further than Hamilton, Ontario, a place known as the Hammer, where there's a lot of tough people.
And for the first time ever, we allowed Canadians to be on Tough as Nails.
I'm Canadian, and it's about time that we're put on the map.
People are going to see what Canadians bring to the table.
Hey, everybody! Representing Canada right here!
The people they're seeing on camera are the people that we see in our neighborhood every day. Our mothers and fathers, brothers, sisters. They're real people in real life who are real tough.
There isn't a job that I have not done or not willing to tackle. I'm here to get the job done.
I'm a firefighter with the city of Edmonton.
I'm a union iron worker in Los Angeles.
I'm a CO2 technician.
I am a motorcycle builder.
I'm a tool maker.
It's not just about being the overall winner. If a team wins a challenge, each team member is going to get paid. Nobody goes home empty-handed.
Team of awesomeness!
This season, I can honestly say we have the fittest, toughest, most highly skilled group of contestants on Tough as Nails that we've ever had.
In the end, only one of you is going to win the $200,000, a brand new Ford truck, and the coveted Tough as Nails belt.
I am here to prove that Mama still got it.
I am that underdog, and I'm going to prove, these little guys, you got to watch out.
I'm unassuming. You don't think I'm a fierce little warrior, but watch your back. I'm pretty fierce.
I'm a fighter. That's why I'm going to win. That's why that's my belt.
It's high octane, highly emotional content that'll make you cry, that'll make you laugh.
This is going to be the best thing they've ever seen on TV.
You'll be hooked. You'll be there for the whole season.
Oh, can't wait. And when we come back, is another American Pie in the oven? Jason Biggs lets us know. Plus, Tom Cruise may have performed the biggest movie stunt in history, but we're going to take a look back at other daredevil MI moments. And movie critic Gray Drake is here to go over them with me as we highlight the movie star's wildest stunts in the Mission Impossible franchise. Welcome back to The Lot. The summer movie season is here, and with it, one of the biggest movies of the year, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. And joining me now is movie critic Gray Drake to break down some of the best action sequences of the MI movies. I'm sure it's hard to pick.
Oh my God, my heart just started beating faster just thinking about it, because the first one that I think about, where Tom Cruise is willing to kill himself to entertain us, is the underwater scene in Rogue Nation.
It's wild because I just look at this and it makes me want to hold my breath the whole time, and it's stressing me out.
And you and I can't hold our breath for more than 30 seconds. No. And he did it for 6 minutes.
Wow.
And this sequence is amazing because it almost looks like it's curtains, but in comes Rebecca Ferguson. Unbelievable. So he goes from the water to the skies, hanging off of a plane in Ghost Protocol.
Yeah, I remember this was, at the time, the most intense scene ever.
Yeah, like how does he get insured doing stunts like this with wires or not, right? This is such an intense scene where the wrong door on the plane opens, Tom Cruise is hanging off there, flapping in the wind, like one of those things that tells you the direction the wind is going, right?
That's exactly, but it's a person's body.
Oof.
But then, speaking of flapping in the wind, he does another one like that.
Right. He goes to the Burj Khalifa and he puts on his Nintendo Power Gloves and is scaling the tallest building in the world. Now, this scene was so incredible. When I first saw the film, I high-fived the stranger sitting next to me because there is nothing like this on film ever recorded.
Especially because he's like holding on with one hand. Ah!
Oh my God, it is so good, it's so memorable. And the thing that it leads me to think of is over in Mission Impossible 3, where he is not just going to put himself in harm's way. If you're a co-star of his, look out, because Philip Seymour Hoffman in this movie gets also hung out of a plane. He wants information. Tom Cruise is willing to do anything to get it, include hanging some of our finest actors, God rest their souls, out of moving objects.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
It's wild because you see the intensity of just that air. Oh my gosh,
Ooh.
look at that. Philip Seymour Hoffman, he's dearly missed, and this was one of my favorite movies.
Absolutely. This is a really good one, mostly because he is such a fantastic actor, bringing that kind of gravitas to a really fun series.
Now, this next one, I think, makes him so cool.
Oh, so cool. So cool because of the shades, because of the power, and that's in Mission Impossible 2 when director John Woo had Tom Cruise in Utah scaling rocks. Now, to be fair, Tom Cruise had wires, okay? They were attached to him and digitally removed, and he had a stunt double, but he's still doing the majority of these stunts, and my mind boggles. I can barely finish my sentence looking at this footage because, yeah, we almost lost the guy from Risky Business right there.
And of course, there's the iconic scene where you see him drop right before he's going to hit the ground. And that's when I'm like, oh, we have a new franchise here. James Bond has competition.
Totally. You're absolutely right, because this is a pop culture moment, okay? Tom Cruise hanging from a thread, literally, trying to just get into a computer. He has to complete so many tasks, all while not sweating. Good luck.
Oh, yeah. If one drip falls, it's over.
Right. And once again, just using that word gripping. Like, I'm watching this scene, I'm even remembering it, just thinking, I'm watching this in the theater, totally unable to move. And when you think about the fact that this series came from a television show that was very different, it was still daring, it was still exciting, but Tom Cruise has really taken it to new heights, both figuratively and literally.
And we've both seen the movie. And we love it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How do they do it?
I
They
know.
keep nailing it.
Yeah, as many as we just showed right now, that's how many action scenes are in the new movies.
Yeah. And just when I thought that it couldn't get better, it does.
It sure does.
Oh, unbelievable.
Thank you, Gray, so much for coming by. Now, stay with us. The first 6 installments of the franchise are streaming now on Paramount Plus. And let's stay with this nostalgia theme. Call it the perfect pair, Jason Biggs and pies. What a wholesome pairing. He recently chatted with the Lots Kalina Estrinos about the dessert and the future of the American Pie franchise.
Apple pie, huh? Uh-huh.
Jason Biggs joining me right now. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited to talk to you about this because I feel like this was a huge part of my childhood. It's been years since American Pie came out, and now you're doing this whole thing with pie. We see it next to you. So tell me, first off, why was it important to you to launch this partnership, and why do you think American Pie has been such an icon in pop culture?
25 years, as you said. It's a very long time. And, I've been the pie guy for that whole time. It's ridiculous. It's hilarious. People ask me, does it bother you, to be known as the pie guy? And does it get annoying? People ask you and come up to you. And the truth is, and I'm not just saying this, the answer is no. I love it. I'm incredibly proud of the movie. I'm so lucky to have been part of a hit franchise, multiple movies. And I'm psyched that I'm part of this iconic scene, this iconic moment, part of the cultural zeitgeist, So I've had these opportunities, but for me, the thing that, was great about Edwards, first of all, I'm a fan of their products, was before this partnership ever happened. But they creatively were willing to do what I wanted to do, which was sort of poke fun at the fact that I'm the pie guy.
Everyone's talking about, are we going to see another American Pie? Is it in the future? So can you either put those rumors to rest or confirm that that is in fact what's happening?
I actually can't do either.
What? Come on.
I'll say that. No, there is not one that is actually in the works at this moment.
Since you said that you'd be down, is there something specific that you'd like to see?
There's lots of places you could go. I mean, when we left these guys after the last reunion movie, we saw that Jim's dad and Stifler's mom, hooked up. I mean, maybe there's a way to go there. Now, I don't know if we can afford Jennifer and Eugene anymore after the way their careers have gone the last few years, but that's an option. There's lots of possibilities, Yeah. There's lots of things we could do, you know? And also, you know, it would be the 5th installment, so American Pies is already like, that's kind of built in. We've got the title, so we just need to work backwards from that.
Gotta love Eugene Levy. Gotta love all of them. I Want a New American Pie. When we come back, The Lot's Jamie Yuccas unearths a Hollywood mystery. Jamie?
It's the scream heard around the world, literally. I'm Jamie Yuccas. When we come back, I'll tell you about one of Hollywood's best kept secrets and how it stood the test of time.
Welcome back to The Lot. Jamie Yuccas is here to tell us about the cool history behind a scary sound effect. Jamie.
Thanks, Suzanne. Even if you don't know it, you've heard it over and over again. Hollywood's worst kept secret is the Wilhelm Scream, a sound effect dating back to the 50s. Here's how I learned about the original recording and how it was unearthed. From Star Wars and Indiana Jones to Toy Story. Why is it that when a character meets an unfortunate end, it seems like they often scream the same way? That's because it is the same scream. Created for the 1951 movie Distant Drums, the sound effect was used repeatedly in other movies, back in the days when new effects were expensive to record. The Wilhelm Scream got its name from 1953's The Charge at Feather River, in which Private Wilhelm took an arrow to his leg. But it wasn't until the late 70s that the goofy yelp, signaling sudden demise, got a new lease on life.
A very small group of about 3 or 4 of us, we thought it was the corniest, funniest sound.
Mark Mangini has 2 Oscars for sound design and a filmography as long as a book. His friend and colleague, Ben Burtt, revived the Wilhelm Scream by putting it in Star Wars in 1977.
And we thought this will be our Easter egg. So we always found a way to sneak it into a movie.
And sneak it in they did.
So which movies did you pick and choose to put the Wilhelm Scream in?
Oh, many. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Gremlins, Anchorman, Die Hard with a Vengeance, Lethal Weapon 4, to name but a few. The Fifth Element.
For Mangini and other movie buffs, finding the original tapes is a connection to a storied past.
When you heard that the original was now found, what did you think?
That's kind of my Raiders of the Lost Ark moment. A great treasure was found and unearthed and now can be shared with humanity.
It's comic and it's scary at the same time.
Craig Smith, a researcher at CalArts, is the one who found that great treasure of a recording session after he was given boxes of tapes from USC's film school to archive, saving them from the trash.
So how close were we to never finding this?
Close calls all over the place. Nobody wanted it. Nobody cared about it.
The discovery is an important piece of film history, a physical connection with a sound effect that's become movie lore. On that tape, you can hear the voice actor nailing it after a little direction.
Oh! No, not an owl. A real scream of pain.
One of 6 takes that the original recording offers.
It's very unique.
Midge Costin is a Hollywood sound editor and USC professor whose office is not far from the basement where that tape was stored for years.
What's unique about the Wilhelm Scream?
Well, it's funny, it's comical, you know, it's over the top, and usually it was done when somebody falls off, like something really kind of scary, because it's got that, whoa. Yeah, there's something, it's very dramatic about it, you know.
You use the Wilhelm Scream in so many of your movies. So can we check out a couple of them?
Sure. This is Gremlins.
Okay.
Good. Here we go.
Yep.
See if you can spot it.
All right.
It made you laugh, and you've now heard it 100 times today.
Yes. Okay, so Raiders of the Lost Ark is your favorite time that you use the Wilhelm Scream?
Except for Star Wars, this is the next best. It's bold and
okay. Let's hear
proud.
it.
Here we go.
It's also so obvious.
And you laughed again.
Do the scream.
Ah!
That's really good.
It's a fun scream, right? It feels good. It's like venting, or if you got some frustration, try a Wilhelm.
No, that's not very good.
Ah!
So the next time you're in a movie theater, listen out for that distinctive yell. The famous scream you can never unhear.
I'm always going to be looking for it now. I'll try. Ah! Terrible. That's a wrap for this episode. Thanks for watching. I'm Suzanne Marquez.